Hey guys, today is another weekly wrap-up, and that is where, if you do not know, I share with you guys the books that I have read in the past week, the books that I have gotten in the past week to read in the next week, and also the book that I am currently reading. So we will start with the books that I have gotten in the past week. I've gotten 3 of them, but I'm not going to share with you one of them because I have decided not to read it, and I just don't feel like it's necessary to share with you. But the 2 books that I am going to be sharing with you that I got in the past week are both from the library, and one of them I've already read, and the other one I'm going to be starting to read right now, so that's my currently reading. So I will share with you my currently reading book that I also got in the past week. So that would be Atonement by Ian McEwan, and I heard so much about this author, so that's the only reason why I chose this book. Atonement, oh my goodness, I've heard that it's actually made into a movie with Keira Knightley, so that just made it even more exciting for me to read this book, because any movie with Keira Knightley, yeah, I can't resist. So it'll be really exciting to compare the book with, or I should say, compare the movie with this book, and I think this is going to be a good book. I really like the cover. It seems very creepy almost, actually, but I don't really know what it's about. So all I know is that it's set in the 30s, 1935. It has to do with something about Robbie and Cecilia and Bryony. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I'm starting to read it today, so that is what I'm currently reading. So the next book that I'm going to be sharing with you guys that I got in the past week is also the book that I've actually just finished, and yeah, I will share with you my thoughts on the book also. So the book is Carson by Catherine Fisher, which is pretty much about Finn and Claudia. Finn is stuck in this prison that's actually alive, and he feels like he has memories of being outside, and he thinks they're memories, but Gilda's his sapienti, who is like what you would call a priest today in this world, and he thinks that they're visions of the way out. Finn is called the Star Seer because he can see stars in his visions, and so on and so forth, and he thinks that he's kind of like another Safik. Safik is another person who escaped from this prison long ago, and people think that it's real, and some people don't think it's real that this happened, but Finn really wants to get out really bad, and these memories keep haunting him and making him think that he was actually born in the world outside. But Claudia, who is actually in the world outside, and she is betrothed to the prince. She does not want to marry him, and she wants to find Carson because she thinks that the real heir is in that prison. So yeah, this book was really exciting to read. It's very fast-paced. It's very easy read that you can probably get done with in a day if you're a fast reader. What I liked that she was able to build this world very realistically. She drew you in with the character stories and getting you to know these people and everything, but that was wonderful. I loved every bit of it. It was very new to me because I've never read a book like this. I think it's called a steampunk, and it was my first time reading this kind of book, so it was really exciting. I loved it. But I did feel like her world building wasn't as good as it could have been. I did find that it was well done, but I think that she could have done a step further in giving you more details, more explanations, more everything, just to make it even more poignant to the reader. So I just didn't feel like she took that step that could have pushed you really right into the story. And I felt like the descriptions and stuff was a little bit hollow, but if this is a series, then that would make sense. Maybe she's holding it off a little bit to keep it going into the next book. So I don't know. I will be looking that up to see. Claudia I didn't really like because she's like a hypocrite. Like, she says that she's like a good person and that she wants to, yet she wants to help all the other people, yet she's a very selfish person because she really just wants Finn to get out so she could not have to be married, and you know, it's all about her really, and she says that it's not, but if she was thinking logically about it and was honest with herself, she would know that she was being selfish, that it was all about her from the very beginning. And I just felt like she contradicts herself a lot, and I don't know, I mean, the character herself is very realistic, and I do like her at times. Like, part of me likes her. I think that just makes her very real, and I like her because she's, you know, she is a good person, but at the same time she's selfish. So it's like, I don't know how to think of her. Like, do I like her or do I not like her? I don't know. So I have a hard time liking her. Then on the other hand, I loved him from the very beginning. I felt for him because he's dealing with these memories / visions, and he's fighting with Kiro, his older brother, and Gildas, his sapienti. I just felt like, you know, those two guys were very untrustworthy, which was another excellent part of this book, was that there's all these mysteries going on with these other characters, these side characters, the sapienti, Gildas, Kiro, Claudia's father, the warden. These people all had something underneath their facade, that face that they show you, that I knew there was something more to them, and I couldn't trust them, yet there was a part of me saying, like, what, you know, and I loved that part. Also, the other thing that I liked about reading this book was that when it switched from person's point of view, because this was a book where it went from Finn's and Claudia's point of view most of the time, it was that she would leave it on a hanger with that other character, and then goes to the other person, and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, what just happened there? What's going to happen next? But at the same time, she made it so well, she wrote it so well, that when you switch, even though you were on a hanger, you were interested in that other person's part of the story. So I loved that part of it. I loved everything pretty much about this book. I just wish that there was a little bit more description in it. Everybody was wonderful. I loved the characters. I loved the connections, except for how I felt like the world building was not as well done as it could have been. So overall, I gave this book a 4 stars. Then the other book that I have read in this past week is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Harper Lee writes a book about racism, prejudice, assumptions, and she uses 2 children, Jem and Scout, who are siblings, to give you this, to talk about those things. And I really liked that she used the children's point of view, because it wasn't harsh, it wasn't in your face kind of facts, and it wasn't pushy. She wasn't shoving her opinions down on you, and I felt that was really, really well done, because she did it so gently into getting you the story and what a town was like in that time, and what people were like towards, you know, people of African American descent. And I loved that she did it in just the right way, that you didn't feel mad or angry with her over it. You know, she just laid it out to you and said, here, have it, make your own opinion on it. And I like that, because she wasn't giving you her own opinion, she just had you make your own throughout the story. So I liked that. Also, what I liked was that she, from the very beginning, told you about this town, the people, the atmosphere, everything about it, and you just felt like you were right into it, you were living it, you were a part of it. You love Jem and Scout. They were just such wonderful children, you know, who were trying to deal with these situations, these issues the best that they could, a lot of times not understanding the reality of it all. And I just liked the whole story and all, because it takes a very tough issue, and talks about it in a very gentle, nice, soft way that I think that people could appreciate, also especially for children. So I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars, and I totally, positively recommend this book to anyone. So that is it for me. Again, the book I'm currently reading is Atonement by Ian McEwan. And yeah, tell me if you guys have read any of these books before and what your thoughts are. And tell me, what are you currently reading? And I will see you in the next one. Bye!